up, y'all? I'm here. The black tax. Racism, like Neely Fuller said, and Dr. Wellesley said, the cost of racism, white supremacy is going to keep getting more and more expensive as time goes along. The cost is going to get more and more expensive, and God damn it, is that cost getting expensive? Or is it not getting expensive? We have some wonderful master teachers, and I gotta start off by saying, salute to Dr. Claude Anderson. He's been everything we're dealing with right now as far as this unemployment with black people, the government, the losing the government jobs. Dr. Claude Anderson has been on the pulse of that for 30 plus years. Dr. Welsing, Neely Fuller. We have so many great scholars who go unrecognized. Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Ben. We have all of these great scholars, William Leo Hansberry, present day scholars, like Dr. James Smalls, Kaba Kamene, and these people who teach us. And they go so under to unrecognized. And if you're into our scholars, if you're into the knowledge, the Bobby Hemmett, everything that's going on right now, you saw it coming. Right now, we're just at the point to where the shit already hit the fan. They were telling you the shit's going to hit the fan. Now it has. What am I talking about? The increased cost of white supremacy. Today, the Department of Justice announced that there's over 324 medical professionals that were caught in a $15 billion Medicare scam. These people scammed America out of $15 billion. And all of them, and ain't none of them got the last name Brown. Ain't none of them got the last name Smith, Williams. Ain't none of them last name Abernathy. You dig what I'm saying? It's all, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna play some of the coverage. It's all names like Jakolev, Karunas, Tiku, Valhans, Zuglev. I don't say them niggas to me. America decided to stop educating black citizens, pull resources. And the way America got away with pulling resources from black America was they import those jobs. When I grew up, all I had was black doctors. Black doctors everywhere when I grew up as a kid. In LA, you can't hardly find none of them now unless their last name is Ufebu or Unjuku. But my doctor growing up, his last name was Robinson, a black man. America decided it doesn't want to educate us. America decided it wanted to kick us out of service industry jobs. So now the city of LA is reeling from these immigration raids, and the service industry here in LA is gone to shit because they're saying there are no people for the jobs. When there are hundreds of thousands of homeless people in the city, none of them qualify for the jobs, but they rather hire somebody illegal versus hire somebody that's homeless and that can do the job. The black tax. Now America is paying for its black tax. Because it's like in LA, they're telling us there's no one for the service industry jobs. But when I go down south, I see black people working those jobs just fine. When I go to the Midwest, I see black people working these same jobs LA is saying they don't have enough people for, when there's plenty of unemployed black people here. So right now, America is paying for its sins, and it's going to get worse for America. So today's show is about the tax that cost America and the tax of miseducating us, the tax of disenfranchising us, the people that they use to replace us, not all, but too often, fucking criminals, based on this story that we're about to say right now with this Medicare fraud. With that being said, welcome everybody. Hit the like button. Thank everybody for joining. Manosphere, Just Because, Show Enough, everybody up in here, King Ed, Sinister, Unique, Organic Hair, Mr. Shayla. Appreciate everybody for joining. So yeah, we got to get on that bullhorn and we got to talk about this shit. Get your limited edition t-shirts right now at DewanB.com. You get the same t-shirt. Limited edition, 1865. Also, this coming Sunday is the start of my music history summer school. Enroll your children, enroll yourself. But the lessons are going to be catered to the youth, teaching the legends, the instruments, and the legacy of Black American music, the Black American family tree, okay? You can enroll right now at DewanB.com. You can enroll right now at DewanB.com/courses. The link is in the description box, all right? That starts this Sunday. Sunday. So, Scotty Jenkins asked, when am I going to do my 6-month Read on America? That's going to come before the 4th of July. That's either going to come Wednesday or Thursday. Don't hold me to it. It's either going to be Wednesday or Thursday. We're going to do that reading on the next 6 months for America. Wednesday or Thursday. So look out for that, Scotty. Wednesday or Thursday. Matter of fact, on Patreon, I did a Patreon exclusive reading last Saturday. On Patreon, I've been doing some readings over there on Patreon. Because the YouTube algorithm don't really like my reading shows like that. It kind of messes up the algorithm for my other shows. So that's been much more. So if you want to get a prelim, I read the summer on Patreon this past Saturday. So if you want to get a reading for what the summer is going to look like, that was done this past Saturday on Patreon. All right. All right. So let's get it in. The black tax cost America $15 billion. I'm about to play this video, and where they're talking about it, and then we're going to come back with my response. So everybody go around and say, we the only ones.
My name is Matthew Gagliotti.
We the only ones. All right, let's play some We the Only Ones. Of all you We the Only Ones, niggas, pay attention to this.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Matthew Gagliotti, and I'm the head of the Justice Department's Criminal Division. Thank you all for joining us today as we announce the largest coordinated healthcare fraud takedown in the history of the Department of Justice. Today marks a decisive moment in our fight to protect American taxpayers from fraudsters and to defend the integrity of America's healthcare system. We are announcing today charges against 324 defendants for their alleged participation in healthcare fraud schemes involving approximately $14.6 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs. In a takedown this large, I can't possibly describe all of the work that went into dismantling each scheme, but there are 4 key points that bear emphasizing. First, let me be clear about what these healthcare fraud schemes mean for every hardworking American family. These criminals didn't just steal someone else's money. They stole from you. Every fraudulent claim, every fake billing, every kickback scheme represents money taken directly from the pockets of American taxpayers who fund these essential programs through their hard work and sacrifice. And when criminals defraud these programs, they're not just committing theft. They're driving up our national deficit and threatening in increasingly sophisticated and complex vehicles and properties, returning real money to American taxpayers and to our government healthcare programs.
Here we go.
Second, we are seeing a disturbing trend of transnational criminal organizations engaging in increasingly sophisticated and complex criminal schemes that defraud.
He already said transnational. Yeah, America. Y'all like all this trans shit so much, you got transnational criminals taking our shit. I guess the trans thing done went further than you expected, huh? This is people from around the world. These are not Americans. These are people that America imports because America refuses to educate its own population. America refuses to educate its own population, so America decided to import its brains, and this is what's happening for it. Let's go.
As part of this takedown, we've identified and charged defendants operating from Russia, Eastern Europe, Pakistan, and other foreign countries. These individuals have infiltrated our healthcare system to steal American taxpayer dollars. As just one example, we dismantled a scheme involving a sophisticated operation run from Russia and Eastern Europe that strategically bought dozens of medical supply companies in the United States and submitted more than $10 billion in fraudulent healthcare claims to Medicare. To make matters worse, these perpetrators used the stolen identities of more than 1 million Americans spanning all 50 states to perpetrate this scheme and submit these false claims. But I'm pleased to report that federal agents intercepted and arrested key members of that organization at U.S. airports and the U.S.-Mexico border, cutting off their intended escape routes. The days of transnational criminal organizations using the American healthcare programs as their personal piggy bank are over.
Nah, they ain't over. So let's get into that. So you heard him just say it. Transnational criminals from all across the motherfucking world coming to America to steal shit. This is what I got. The national fraud takedown. You got, this is how far reaching this scam has gone. It's gone through, these are federal case, 189 federal cases in 50 federal districts, 91 state cases across 12 states. See, this is what happens when America is so laser focused on us, on undercutting us, on calling us the criminals. This is what America gets. This is what America gets. There's one operation called Operation Gold Rush out of the Eastern District of New York. That one operation alone is responsible for over $10 billion. Over $10 billion. $14.6 billion nationwide. I'm just waiting to see the motherfucking mug shots. Where are the mug shots? I want to see that. I want to see that. Because it's like you have that going on at the same time. I look at articles like this. Undocumented workers power LA restaurants. Will the industry protect them? No, I have a different question. Will the industry be punished for hiring undocumented workers? Thank you, James, for the Cash App. Ebony, thank you also for the Cash App. 50 ball. Appreciate it, Ebony. Yes. that's the question we as American citizens need to be asking. At a time where homelessness nationwide is rampant, gentrification is rampant, it's all over the place. How is it these undocumented people can live in a city that's pricing out Americans? How can they afford to? And I don't want to hear y'all say, well, they put 4 or 5 families in the house. No, 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 no. That's what they did when they first got here. That's what they did when they first got here. 5 or 6 families. You don't see that shit no more. I'll be on the east side. I'll be where they live. Man, them days 10 families in one house, man, that shit ain't not in LA. Man, these motherfuckers got Section 8. They got rental assistance. You know how many illegals I used to work with at my last job who the only reason why they're getting services because the county bills the child, not the illegal parent? These people ain't living 10 people to a house no more. That was the 80s. These cats is snatching up apartments that your black ass can't afford. You feel me? The LA Times is literally writing an article defending criminal behavior. Restaurants hiring undocumented illegals. Because if they're legal, what do they have to worry about? Why aren't they going to work if they got their paperwork straight? And to go further, you got things to show you the Democrats aren't shit. They talk all that shit about the Republicans. Republicans this, Republicans that. Republicans that, Republicans this. Well, this Trump bigger bill, big beautiful bill, or whatever you want to call it, you know the Democrats could just filibuster to stop it, right? If it, because I don't want to hear nobody coming here talking about, well, this is Trump. It's the Democrats. It's the Democrats. It was the Republicans. I don't play that shit. Because the Republicans are about to pass something that the Democrats say that they don't want. But are the Democrats going to filibuster? And I'm not talking about that bullshit Cory Booker did last month. All you got to do is petition the filibuster, and the whole thing is killed. Y'all remember during the Obama presidency, Obama needed a supermajority to pass anything? If Obama didn't get the 60 votes, nothing passed. Well, the Democrats have that same leverage right now against Trump. See this? Today we having a news report. Today's a news report day. We talking the news today. Monday, good day to get through the news. The news. When was the last time you heard this idea on CNN or MSNBC or any of these mainstream news podcasts? If the Democrats were not in lockstep with Donald Trump, why can't you get? It's 49 Democrats elected. Why can't you get one to filibuster this bill and kill it? All you need is one Democrat to filibuster. Bill's dead. If you paid attention to politics while Obama was in office, the Republicans filibustered Obama damn near every week. And this isn't to support Obama, nothing like that, or to support the Democrats. I'm just talking to you about what can be done. This is not about Obama. This isn't about your favorite party. This is just highlighting what can be done. And the Republicans, when they had Obama in office, they filibustered everything. So even though today's episode is about the black tax, it's really about the tax on Americans. See, too many black folks be under the impression that white folks get what they want. They don't get what they want. Well, they do get one thing. That the one thing the government gives them is the guarantee that they're going to have one leg up over us, and they agree to that devil's bargain. But outside of the devil's bargain, this bill is going to fuck up both Republicans and Democrats alike. I don't like it because they go in that Section 8. You know how many Section 8 tenants I got? I want to keep that Section 8 flowing. I don't want nothing disrupting that. But I don't have a voice. And personally, as an American, I don't mind Section 8 paying for people, as long as it's paying for other Americans. I'd rather the money go to Section 8 than some wealthy dickhead kleptocrat. But this is what's going on right now. Also in the news, and we're gonna bring all this up full circle. You have Donald Trump is suing Karen Ass. Yeah, I said Karen Ass because she's acting like one. Spending more time supporting undocumented folks than citizens. Instead of this, how is LA a sanctuary city for illegals, but it can provide no sanctuary for homeless black people? They still are having an issue with homelessness, major issue. Tent city all throughout this city. No sanctuary for vets. No sanctuary for people who are even white folks who are multi-generational Americans. No sanctuary for them, no money. But they're fighting the sanctuary status so much that they're now facing a lawsuit in a city that claims it doesn't have any, it has a shortfall of money. They can now pay for a lawsuit to defend being a sanctuary city for illegals that gives Section 8 housing and government assistance to people who don't belong here, who came to replace American jobs. This is the black tax. Look at all this money they're spending instead of just hiring homeless black people. Or go to down the Section 8 rolls. Y'all know Trump's about to end Section 8 in 2 years. See if there are people on Section 8 who've been unemployed, chronically unemployed. They can't get one of these service industry jobs. These little YNs running the streets. They can't work at McDonald's. The McDonald's fast food jobs was for YNs to begin with. It was for young folks. McDonald's and Burger King wasn't meant for no grown ass person with 5 kids to support their family. Working fast food jobs is so you can have enough money to buy a new fresh pair of Nikes on your way to Magic Mountain, Six Flags next week. That's what those jobs support. They support a good weekend at Magic Mountain and Road on Wheels, nigga. Not a family. But you're having to fight this. Another tax America is paying is America's having to fight this minimum wage battle because minimum wage was generally meant for starter jobs. Now you got people here who came illegally who now want to raise a family off starter jobs. Y'all see this? Y'all see the price America's willing to pay to not fuck with your black ass. A few years ago, you had the Chinese college admission scandal. Y'all remember the Chinese college admission scandal? Y'all remember that? Let me see if I can pull that up. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let me see if I can pull that up. Here it is. Here it is. Right here. You had a whole system in where you had college professors at UCLA, Berkeley, and those schools setting up a system of cheating. So they would basically what they would do is they would get the test. They would get the test and take a whole bunch of people take the class and they just say it's 4 versions of the test. They get them 4 versions, send that shit back to China. They cheat their motherfucking ass off. The kids come here knowing what it is. They got professors and deans on the payroll. Do black people do that? As much scrutiny as we're under, and as much scrutiny as HBCUs are under, do you ever hear about systematic cheating scandals with professors involved? No. What about we see? Today's show. We just talking about it. We bringing it up. We talking about it. You got the college admission scandal. You now got this. You got here in California. Let's see. Did they ever catch them people? Let me see. With 18 million in PPP. You had an Armenian couple a few years ago that got caught up. The people, there was one couple that had stole like $18 billion, $18 million. That's 18 billion. $18 million. Got away. They went back to Persia or Armenia. They was from somewhere, either Iran or they're from one of those countries over there, one of those Persian countries. And they got away with $18 million in PPP fraud. You also have the situation that happened down in Florida a couple of years ago with the nurses. Y'all remember that nursing scandal? Y'all remember that nursing scandal in Florida a few years ago? See, right now I'm not even researching. It's off the top of my head. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. They said, look at this. Operation Nightingale. They said over 7,600 counterfeit credentials were issued approximately between 2016 and 2021. All of this mostly involving non-Americans. So you got 7,600 people in all throughout America now that never earned their degree. This is the cost. This is the tax that America is willing to pay to not fuck with us. Monique said it was Filipino and Nigerian nurses. Yep. So while they're hyper focused on us, this is what America's willing to pay. I don't care. Fuck them. Let them pay it. This is what they wanted, right? You said bigger burglars. Yeah. America does this to their own detriment. We don't want this. See, black crime is okay. You gonna hustle somebody in your neighborhood or whatever, whatever, because you a criminal. Yada 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 yada. We don't go around and create $15 billion fraud schemes. We don't have programs setting up $7,600 fake degrees. We don't have college admissions and testing scandals. These are not crimes you see black folks with the last name Smith involved with. You don't see no black folks named Williams, no black folks named Montgomery, no black folks named Wilson. You ain't gonna see nobody up in that motherfucker. Nobody with the last name Brown or Kendricks. Think about it. This is like this channel. I give an alternative point of view. You bring this up to everybody, and this is something that we need to always bring up to people out there that like to be like, we the only ones. We the only ones. That whole we the only ones talk is for losers. You're a loser, and you think, and the reason why I call you a loser, because you think black people are losers. And if you're black and you think black people are losers, that means you're a loser according to you, not me. We all project what we feel on the inside about ourselves and about our people. So if your projection about your people is loser, that's probably what's going on in between your two ears. Losing is what you're doing. Get away from me with all that we the only ones talk. I'll tell you what, we the only ones not creating $15 billion fraudulent Medicare schemes, right? We the only ones not that get through school on our merit. Elon Musk will talk about meritocracy. We're the only ones that get in on our merit. We're the only ones that graduate on our merit systematically. If you want to talk some we the only ones talk, yeah. We're the only ones not creating goddamn fraudulent medical degrees down in Florida. We the only ones not doing that. We the only ones not involved in that shit. It's time to have a high opinion. And this isn't to diss anybody else at all. We collectively have a very low opinion, consciousness about us. That's the only way we can keep getting manipulated. The only way we can keep getting defrauded. The only way we keep getting played is when we don't truly see ourselves correctly. And that's the cost of propaganda. America spends a lot of money on this propaganda. We're still going to be known and seen as the criminals. And also, look at what happened over the weekend. Do y'all know that? Let me look at another report. There was a man that started a fire. There was a man that started a fire and then turned around and shot. Turned around and shot the officers responding, the firefighters responding. Look at this. Look at this. What in the hell? Why did it stop? Come on, don't be a bitch now. Don't be a bitch now.
At approximately 1:21 this afternoon, we received.
Come on now. I gotta stop being lazy and call and just get set up a Time Warner or Spectrum. DeJuan, stop being lazy and call this fucking cable company. Well, I ain't lazy. I run 3 fucking businesses. I ain't lazy. I'm tired of... Man, what the fuck, man?
A phone call that there was a fire on the backside or east side of Canfield
Hold on, man. I don't know what the hell going on.
Mountain. Fire assets responded to the scene, and at approximately 2 o'clock, firefighters broadcast that they were being shot at on Canfield Mountain. So we had about 300 law enforcement officers that were on scene that were trying to make heads and tails out of what was occurring. And during this time, we exchanged gunfire with the suspect. We honed in on that cell phone, and we saw that there was a male, appeared to be deceased, with a weapon nearby. So we have currently 1 dead shooter. Keep in mind we had a fire that was rapidly, it was approaching the body, so we had to scoop up that body. And we believe that is the only shooter that was on that mountain at that time. We do believe that the suspect started the fire, and we do believe that it was an ambush and it was intentional. We did lose a Coeur d'Alene firefighter, and we did lose a firefighter from the Kootenai County Fire and Rescue. We have another firefighter that just came out of surgery. He is fighting for his life, but he's in stable condition.
See? There you go. We don't do that. This dude started a fire, destruction.
Tonight with what authorities are now calling a deadly ambush. They say firefighters were lured into a deadly trap. 2 firefighters were killed in Idaho, a third
Okay, that's enough.
critically wounded. Police say they were lured into that trap by a sniper who intentionally set a wildfire and then waited for first responders to arrive. The sheriff says gunfire erupted just as those firefighters pulled up.
All right, stop. Shit, there we go. So, there you have it. There you have it. Do we do that as a people? This dude literally set up an ambush. He said he starts a fire that could have burned down a bunch of houses, by the way. Waits for the firefighters to come and then kills them. What kind of little dick loser bullshit is that? What kind of bullshit is that? And they're saying that the suspect, New York Times reporting, basically the suspect was a loser. And they're doing a whole situation where they're really doing a thing of, they're really not talking much about that. You know? They're really trying not to talk about this shit. They're really trying not to talk about this shit. So it goes to show you that the media is in on the tape. The media is part of it. No one is asking, okay, why not just hire Americans? Why not just hire black people? Why not? Why do we always vilify that group of people? Why black people always want coming up short? These are the ones doing all the stuff that can affect all of us. Them niggas only affect each other. Where is the people with the black fatigue talk now? I don't know. I want to know what y'all think. Call in 323-744-7425. I just got a notification I got to change this number by next week. 744-7425. What do you think? Because the way it's going right now, America is going in the direction of bankrupting itself. He said, where's Rocky? Rocky out on the walk right now. My wife took Rocky on a walk to go piss and shit the whole neighborhood up. I tell you what, Rocky's somewhere lifting his leg right now, pissing on the tree or somewhere. That's what Rocky doing. He's somewhere pissing on something right now. Press number one if you was in here last night when that goddamn skunk ran between my legs. Were y'all here? Press number if you saw last night's live when that skunk ran between my legs. I'm sitting on the steps chilling, talking to y'all, and I feel some shit like, what the fuck? Man, I looked over, that was a motherfucking skunk. So Ira Gordon said, word is dude that shot the firefighters, his dad has Israel ties. Really? Well, shit, go watch last night live. I'm sitting here talking to y'all. And I jumped up fast as fuck, like, yo, what the fuck was that? And I looked, it was a skunk, and that motherfucker raised his tail at me. I was like, oh, hell nah. Let me back the fuck up. I did, you know how you do with the camera? You focus and you zoom in, you kind of zoom in, like, hold on. Hell nah, I didn't get sprayed. Thank God. Nah, he didn't spray. He did not spray. He did not get me. I'm too quick on my feet, nigga. And I was just telling y'all on that same live, somebody said me when they met me, somebody said in the live that I move quick. Yeah, nigga, I move quick to the motherfucker. I'm very agile. Don't walk up on me and think you're gonna see some big ass slow-footed nigga. No. My feet move very fast. Probably, if I'm within 150 pounds of you, I'm 99% sure I'm quicker than you. I'm in my 40s now, so if I'm within 100 pounds of you, probably quicker than you. Hell nah. Hell nah. Yeah, hell nah, I ain't getting no goddamn tomato juice bath. I ain't about to get sprayed by no skunk, nigga. I'm moving. I am moving. Let's go. Let's go. But definitely, this is the black tax America pays in order to not fuck with black people. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm gonna address this again. Somebody over on X said, "You saw me on Craig live stream." Look, if y'all see me on that live stream, that's old shit. Please, no disrespect to you, not our family, but that ain't nothing. Yeah, that's some other shit. That's some old shit. I personally would rather leave in the past. So just please understand, if you see me on an old live stream, it's nothing that I'm gonna be like, "Oh, that's dope. Go." I'm never gonna tell you to watch it. Promise you. That's old shit. Pretty sure some new content going on. Watch whatever new content, any old shit that I'm on. Yeah, that's some old shit. That's some old shit, all right? No disrespect to nobody, but that's some other shit. I do not endorse. You know, I ain't gonna do no crazy shit. I ain't gonna, do nothing about it because, hey, at the end of the day, I got my own shit going on. Only thing I am gonna do is tell you guys publicly, I do not endorse. Yeah, see, Vessi, I've addressed that, but this person here is over on Twitter, so come on over to Facebook, not our FBA family. Yeah, if you see me over there, yeah, no. Anything you see me in is not like I was like, hey, no. I do not endorse. Outside of that, whatever. That's right, Monique Wade. What's understood does not have to be explained. Exactly. Yeah, and we are, and this thing about it, we are here at the end of Black Music Month. We are here at the end of Black Music Month, and we as a people have given so much to this country, and they still would rather import people who gonna pay $15 billion, who gonna cost $15 billion in Medicare fraud than to educate us. That's the world we in. Look at this. And speaking of Black history, I saw this earlier. I posted this earlier on my page. In 1715 to 1717, you had the Yamasee Indian Wars, where the Yamasee was kicking the British people's ass. Wow. Come on, nigga, let's go. Niggas had bow and arrows out there. Yeah. And then, this is an image from a Dutch artist of how the Yamasee look. They look a lot like the Uncle Ben's box, don't they? These aren't Africans, these are Indians. Well, they was whooping up on the British. They was beating their asses, fucking them up left and right. And then the British cut a deal with the Cherokee Indians. And the Cherokee agreed to attack the Yamasee from the east, while the British attacked them from the west. Or it could be vice versa. I'm dyslexic. But one of the motherfuckers came from the east. The other motherfucker came from the west. And it was that devil's bargain that the Cherokee signed up for that got and defeated the Yamasee. And the Cherokee got a lot of stories like that, where they helped these white folks conquer different tribes in exchange for firewater, territory, and slaves. So understand that when I talk my music talk, when I'm talking about Black Americans' indigenous roots in America, musically, is because we have indigenous roots in America. When you go look up and see how the French, the Dutch depicted the Poarch, how they depicted the Yamasee, how they depicted the Cherokee, how they depicted the Creek and these different tribes all throughout the 16 and 17 and 1800s with their artists. All them niggas look like Isaac Hayes. They all look like Verdine White. They all look like goddamn Aretha Franklin. And these are people, when they had their societies, they had musical traditions. And their musical traditions are embedded in what we now know as Black American music. So you always have to understand that when somebody like me comes out of nowhere, out of left field, saying, hey, our music is Black, it's not African, because it's far more connection to what was going on here in America. And what the Pan-Africans do is the same thing the white supremacists do. And that's just omit what was going on here. Not all do it intentionally. Some do. Most do it just out of pure ignorance, not understanding. But whether they're doing it intentionally or unintentionally, it still doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You always have to include what was going on here in America. And when you do that, it makes the whole African thing get smaller and smaller and smaller. And we also got to understand that a lot of your African stuff was written that way. Let me see, where did it go? Where's that book? We got to understand when it comes to the African stuff, in order for a lot of information to make it to the printing press, we had to talk about Africa. It was the only way your small hat publishers are going to print the books. You got to know how to decode these books. Themes in the African American experience, 1600 to the present. This talks about American history all the way through the 1600s. But meanwhile, they're calling them Africans the whole time. Okay, so how can you write on a group of people in 1661, they're Negroes? See, they didn't see. You gotta realize in the 1600s, when a lot of the laws been passed, they weren't calling people Africans. We were Negroes, rewritten as Africans. How are you gonna be African in 1664 and still African in 1884? Nigga, at what point are you American? And that's for the ones that came from Africa. The rest of them was already here, as you see right here. Dr. Clyde Winters does a great job breaking all this stuff down. There are channels out there. Like, people always ask me, do I watch Dane Calloway? No, I generally don't watch Dane Calloway. Not because I don't have anything against him. It's just that because his content was never really, I like what he does. And I'll never say anything bad against that brother, because I think Dan Calloway is doing God's work. However people feel about him, I believe he's doing God's work from what I've seen from him. I don't necessarily watch his channel, but I have seen clips, and he's been around for a while. And let me say one more thing. Don't none of you asshole-ass, feminine-ass niggas come in my comment section arguing over who you get your information from. I did something a couple weeks ago where I talked about Dr. Clyde Winters. Dr. Winters. Because I love Dr. Clyde Winters. I personally endorse this man right here. I got nothing. He's like an unk. Man, he feels like just a straight. He's my elder, for real. I love Dr. Clyde Winters. But that's some dickhead in my comments. He's got that from Danny Calloway. Shut up. All that matters is you get the information, nigga. Don't be coming to my comments arguing. You heard, man, Tariq said that. Or Yvette Carnell said that. Or I don't like this person. I don't give a fuck who none of you niggas like. So please don't flood my comment section if I get a bit of information from somebody you don't like, and I credit them as a source, because I do credit sources. My own shit. I know I got enough information I get on my own, much as I read. So if I get something from somebody else, I'm gonna credit them because I ain't got no ego like that. But the last thing I want when I credit somebody else is some dickhead ass adult in my comment section. I don't like him. He didn't like this. He said that, and other person said it first. They said it first, and he didn't say it until then. Shut up. God damn, you kind of niggas are weird. I'm saying that straight up. You're a fucking weirdo. People who come around, I don't like that person. They're on YouTube and they said this and that. Bitch ass nigga. That's all I'm gonna see. While you crying and bitching, once I see bitching the first 3 or 4 words, I don't read the rest of what you gotta say. And I read the name, oh, this is a grown ass man and they bitching. I'll either ignore it or I'll go right if I got a little bit of free time and I'm feeling funny, I'll reply and say some funny shit that makes me laugh. But I don't respect you and I'm not gonna read what you have to say. If you bitching about another man. You do not have an audience here. You do not have an audience with me. All right. Man, as we see, this black tax is costing America, and it is costing America dearly. I got some missed calls. I'm having some issues. Well, this phone line, I can get an email. This phone line is going to be shut down by July 8th. So my apologies for the people that called. Yeah, they're not going to fix this. This shit's, this is done. I got to find a new internet provider, and I need to find a new place to set up my phone line. Because, they're like, I got the email like, yeah, your phone line is going to be done July 8th. All right. All right. All right. All right. That's right, Bam Bam. There are no perfect messages. Only perfect message is. That's right. But go to DewanB.com right now /courses and enroll because this coming Sunday is the start of our music history course. Sunday. We're going to start Sunday. I will be sending out email instructions and stuff probably tomorrow. Not tomorrow. By Thursday, you'll get some emails on instructions, and those who enroll, you'll get some of your paperwork and things like that we're going to be having. All right? Depending on how I feel, I may come back live with y'all again tonight from my phone, late night, if something pops up in the news. If not, I'll see y'all probably tomorrow, all right? Enroll for the class. In America, look, y'all gonna keep paying out your ass. Y'all don't want to hire us. Y'all don't want to educate us. Then it's about to keep getting more and more and more and more expensive. So get a lot more expensive for you to keep fucking us over. All right? Y'all have a good one. I'm out.